Listen carefully, greatness is never found on the path of comfort. Every man who ever rose to significance had to train his mind to do what was uncomfortable. The easiest way to remain average is to always choose what feels good. The fastest way to become powerful is to choose what is right, even when it feels hard. Your brain is designed to protect you from pain. It looks for shortcuts, comfort zones, and escape routes. But the destiny you carry cannot be fulfilled by a lazy mind. The treasures of life are hidden in difficult instructions, uncomfortable disciplines, and inconvenient obedience. There are moments when your body will say, rest, your emotions will say, give up, your mind will whisper, it's too hard. But the spirit of greatness within you will say, go again, push one more time, wake up and fight for what God placed in you. You must learn to command your mind. Speak to it as a master speaks to his servant. Say, you will pray, you will study, you will endure, you will not quit until this vision becomes reality. Champions are not those who find life easy, they are those who have trained their brains to obey purpose more than pleasure. Discipline is not a gift, it is a decision, repeated daily, until your brain surrenders to your destiny. Every time you choose the hard thing, you are rewiring your mind for strength. Every time you say no to laziness, no to procrastination, no to excuses, something in your spirit grows taller. That is how kings are made. That is how leaders are born. Listen, your future will not bow to your wishes. It will bow to your discipline. Your dreams will not respect your intentions. They will respect your actions. So force your brain to do what weak people refuse to do. Study when you feel tired. Pray when you feel dry. Build when no one is clapping. Serve when no one is watching. Sacrifice when no one understands. Because in the end, it's not the strength of your body that sustains you, it's the strength of your mind. The day your brain learns to submit to your purpose, your destiny begins to rise. And remember this, the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts a lifetime. Choose the hard road now, so that your future self can thank you later. Discipline your mind to obey purpose, not comfort. There is nothing more dangerous to a great destiny than an undisciplined mind. The mind has the ability to build or destroy a man, to propel him into greatness or confine him in mediocrity. Every vision begins as a thought, but not every thought matures into manifestation, because many people never master their minds. The undisciplined mind loves convenience, loves pleasure, and seeks the shortest route to satisfaction. Yet destiny does not respond to comfort. It responds to consistency, to diligence, to a mind that has been trained to obey purpose above all else. When a man allows his mind to be ruled by feelings, he becomes a slave to his emotions, tossed like a wave between desire and fear, passion and procrastination. But when he disciplines his mind, he becomes a commander of his destiny, directing his thoughts toward what truly matters. Discipline is not about punishing yourself. It is about bringing your mind under alignment with your assignment. There are times when your purpose will demand silence while your emotions scream for attention. There are times when your calling will demand sacrifice while your flesh cries for rest. Discipline is the bridge between desire and destiny. It is what keeps you standing when motivation fades. Motivation may inspire you for a moment, but discipline sustains you for a lifetime. To discipline the mind is to set a standard of behavior that does not change with mood or circumstance. It is to tell your mind, I will do what must be done, whether I feel like it or not. The secret of champions is not that they never feel tired, but that they have trained their minds to keep moving regardless of how they feel. The mind is like a muscle. It grows stronger with resistance. Every time you force yourself to study when you feel sleepy, every time you pray when you feel distracted, every time you keep working when no one is watching, you are strengthening the muscles of your mind. The day will come when what once felt hard becomes natural, because your mind has learned that purpose is non-negotiable. Your brain was designed for survival, not greatness. It will always choose the easy path unless you reprogram it. The easy path feels safe, but it keeps you small. The hard path feels risky, but it shapes you into the person capable of carrying greatness. You must therefore become the master of your thoughts. Watch what you feed your mind with, because whatever you continually feed grows stronger. If you feed your mind with excuses, it will defend your weakness. If you feed it with discipline, it will obey your purpose. The man who conquers his mind has conquered his greatest enemy, for everything external is only a reflection of what happens within. A disciplined mind does not negotiate with laziness. It does not wait for inspiration to act. It understands that feelings are unreliable guides. One day you feel strong, the next you feel weak. One day you are excited, the next you are discouraged. But purpose remains constant, and discipline is the anchor that keeps you moving in alignment with that purpose. It is the inner voice that says, "Stay focused," when distractions call. It is the strength to wake up early when comfort whispers, "Just 5 more minutes." It is the choice to grow when stagnation seems easier. You cannot pray your way into discipline. You train your way into it. Prayer gives strength, but training gives mastery. You discipline your mind by repetition, by setting routines that align with your purpose, by surrounding yourself with people and environments that challenge your growth. The undisciplined mind looks for entertainment. The disciplined mind looks for enlightenment. The undisciplined mind avoids discomfort. The disciplined mind sees discomfort as the birthplace of growth. Every act of discipline chips away a piece of weakness and replaces it with strength. When you start to discipline your mind, resistance will come. Your emotions will fight back, your habits will protest, and your comfort zone will try to pull you back. This is the stage where most people give up, but understand this resistance is a sign that transformation has begun. Growth always starts with discomfort. When you push through it, you teach your mind a new language, the language of perseverance. The mind begins to realize that it is not in control you are. It begins to serve your purpose rather than sabotage it. That is the point where power begins. Discipline is also about focus. The mind that is scattered cannot build anything lasting. To discipline your mind is to teach it to stay where your purpose is. You cannot chase 10 things and expect to master one. Focus is the currency of power. Every time you bring your wandering thoughts back to your vision, every time you say no to distractions, you are building the foundation of mastery. A focused mind multiplies time, an unfocused mind wastes it. Discipline teaches you to invest your attention where it produces the greatest return. A disciplined mind understands timing. It knows when to act, when to speak, when to rest, and when to wait. Many people fail not because they lack opportunities, but because they cannot control their impulses. Impulsiveness is the enemy of wisdom. Discipline teaches patience the ability to delay gratification for a greater reward. It teaches endurance the ability to keep moving without immediate results. The man who can delay gratification has already defeated mediocrity. There is a quiet confidence that comes from a disciplined mind. It does not panic under pressure because it has been trained to think clearly in chaos. It does not get lost in noise because it has learned the power of silence. It does not fear hard work because it knows that work refines character. When others give up, a disciplined mind endures. When others complain, it adapts. When others are distracted, it remains anchored. The world rewards those who can do what others avoid. Every achievement, every breakthrough, every great invention came from someone who trained their mind to do what others called impossible. It is not the smartest who rise, but the most disciplined. Intelligence may open doors, but discipline keeps them open. Talent may attract attention, but discipline sustains success. Without discipline, even the most gifted mind will destroy itself with inconsistency. To discipline your mind to obey purpose means to submit every thought, emotion, and desire to a higher vision. It means to stop living by what you feel and start living by what you believe. It means to prioritize destiny over comfort, process over pleasure, and long-term impact over short-term satisfaction. Your mind must learn that your purpose is not up for debate. It is not something you do when you feel like it. It is who you are every day, in every decision, in every moment of your life. Greatness is forged in the fire of hard decisions. Every person who has ever risen beyond mediocrity had to pass through moments that demanded choices not everyone could make. Hard decisions are the furnace that refines ordinary men into vessels of purpose. It is in the moments when you must choose between comfort and calling, pleasure and purpose, opinion and obedience, that your destiny is defined. Many people pray for greatness, but run away from the heat that produces it. They want elevation without endurance, recognition without responsibility, and glory without grinding. But life does not reward wishes, it rewards weight. The weight of your decisions determines the strength of your destiny. When life presents you with a difficult choice, understand that you are standing at the doorway of transformation. Every great destiny comes with seasons that demand sacrifice. You will have to make decisions that do not make sense to those around you. You will have to walk away from certain people, certain habits, certain environments. The path to greatness is narrow because only those willing to endure pressure can fit through it. Easy choices may give temporary comfort, but hard choices build permanent character. When you decide to stay disciplined while others are distracted, when you choose to forgive instead of retaliate, when you choose to serve instead of seek attention, you are building an inner strength that cannot be purchased. Greatness is never accidental, it is always intentional, and intention is proven through decision. There are seasons when you will stand alone, when your convictions will cost you relationships, when your integrity will be tested by opportunities that seem too good to refuse, when your faith will be tried by silence. It is in these seasons that your decisions carry the weight of destiny. The fire of pressure reveals what you are made of. A decision made in ease has little value, but a decision made in the heat of conflict reveals the depth of your conviction. Hard decisions expose the real strength of your spirit. When everything in you wants to quit, but you still choose to continue, that is the moment greatness begins to form within you. The fire does not come to destroy you, it comes to purify you. It burns away distractions, weaknesses, and illusions. It exposes what is temporary and reveals what is eternal. Many people pray for clarity, yet when life turns up the heat, they run. The fire of hard decisions brings clarity like nothing else. It forces you to confront your motives, to discover what you truly value, to distinguish between noise and necessity. When life becomes uncomfortable, it is not always an attack, sometimes it is a refining. The process may not feel pleasant, but it is producing endurance, wisdom, and maturity. You cannot carry greatness with a fragile heart, and the fire ensures that fragility burns away. Every hard decision begins as a battle within the mind. It is easier to dream about purpose than to make the choices that fulfill it. The mind will always argue for the easier path. It will remind you of what you might lose, how much it might hurt, and how uncertain the future feels. But growth and comfort cannot coexist. The moment you decide to rise, life will test how serious you are. Hard decisions separate those who want change from those who are ready to pay for it. Each time you make a decision aligned with purpose instead of convenience, you gain authority over your destiny. You prove to life that you are ready to handle more. The truth is, the path to greatness will never be convenient. There will be moments when you must choose faith over fear, obedience over logic, process over speed. There will be moments when you will not have full understanding, yet you must move forward anyway. That is where trust is built. Hard decisions teach you dependence not on what you see, but on what you believe. When you walk through the fire, your perspective changes. You learn that peace does not come from perfect conditions, but from unwavering conviction. The fire trains you to stand firm even when the outcome is uncertain. It teaches you that sometimes the hardest choice is the right one. Many people delay destiny because they keep waiting for easy conditions. They want everything to align before they act, but nothing significant ever begins in comfort. Every great leader, every innovator, every reformer faced moments of intense pressure that demanded courageous decisions. The difference between those who rise and those who remain is not opportunity, but obedience. Life rewards those who decide quickly and firmly when purpose calls. The one who hesitates loses the momentum of destiny. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move forward in spite of it. The fire of hard decisions also exposes your priorities. When you are faced with pressure, you discover what truly matters. You begin to separate the essential from the excess. You learn that not everything deserves your energy and not everyone deserves your access. The fire simplifies your focus. It burns away distractions disguised as opportunities. It teaches you to say no, not because you are arrogant, but because you are aligned. Every yes carries a cost, and the great understand that every decision either builds or breaks momentum. When you learn to make decisions based on purpose instead of popularity, you become unstoppable. A life of greatness is a sequence of difficult choices made consistently. Each decision is a brick in the foundation of your destiny. The small daily decisions to wake up early, to stay focused, to study, to forgive, to stay humble are the true tests of greatness. The big decisions are built on the discipline of small ones. It is easy to say yes to destiny in words, but only hard decisions prove that yes in action. Every time you choose responsibility over excuses, sacrifice over comfort, growth over stagnation, you are aligning your life with greatness. Hard decisions are lonely because they require conviction beyond emotion. People may not understand why you are doing what you do. They may call you obsessed, too serious, too different. But the fire of purpose is not meant to make you comfortable. It is meant to make you capable. There is a price for every level of destiny. The deeper your calling, the harder your decisions will be. The greater your assignment, the hotter your fire will burn. And in that fire, the gold of your character is refined. When you look at those who carry influence and wisdom, remember that their glow came from the heat of decision. Every scar, every tear, every sleepless night was a testimony of choices made in faith. They refused to be controlled by fear, convenience, or the opinions of men. They chose what was right, not what was easy, and in doing so, they became stronger, wiser, and more trusted by life itself. The fire did not destroy them, it distinguished them. That is how greatness is forged, one hard decision at a time. Your future honors actions, not intentions. Life does not reward what you plan to do, it rewards what you actually do. The distance between where you are and where you want to be is measured in actions, not dreams. Many people have beautiful visions, grand ambitions, and powerful words, but the future is not moved by words, it is moved by work. Every person who ever rose to significance understood that intentions are the seeds, but actions are the roots. A seed without roots dies in the soil of good wishes. The power of destiny is activated when you turn desire into discipline, thought into movement, and inspiration into execution. It is easy to talk about change. It is easy to dream about success. It is easy to feel excited about purpose when you hear powerful messages or see others succeeding. But the world is filled with people who intended to start, intended to grow, intended to change, yet never did. Good intentions make people feel safe because they create the illusion of progress. You tell yourself, I will do it tomorrow, and your mind believes you are already on the way. But every time you postpone action, you delay destiny. The truth is that procrastination is the silent thief of greatness. It steals time one day at a time until your potential becomes a story of what could have been. Action is proof of belief. You only truly believe in what you are willing to do something about. If you say you believe in your dream but never take a step, you are deceiving yourself. Belief without movement is fantasy. Faith without works is dead. The universe responds to motion. The moment you act, doors begin to open, opportunities begin to align, strength begins to grow. Action creates clarity. Many people are confused about their calling simply because they have never started moving. You do not find your full path before you start walking. You discover it as you move. Destiny does not follow those who wait, it follows those who take steps, even uncertain ones. Intentions feel safe because they cost nothing. Actions cost comfort, energy, risk, and sometimes rejection. But the price of inaction is far greater. The regret of "I could have" is heavier than the pain of "I tried." The future is not interested in what you plan to do with your time. It records what you actually did. You may have the best vision board, the most powerful affirmations, or the deepest prayers, but until you move, nothing changes. Progress is not built by dreams written on paper, but by sweat written into reality. Every act of obedience, every hour of focus, every consistent step accumulates into destiny. The difference between dreamers and doers is not the size of their vision, but the discipline of their action. A dreamer talks about how it will be. A doer gets up and makes it happen. Talk can inspire, but work transforms. You can talk about greatness all you want, but until you take the first uncomfortable step, you remain in the same place. Every master was once a beginner who decided to start. Every leader you admire once had fears, doubts, and insecurities, but they moved anyway. The act of movement breaks the chain of fear. Action silences doubt. Momentum builds faith. Life is designed to respond to responsibility. When you start acting, you signal to life that you are ready for increase. The opportunities you are praying for often hide behind the tasks you are avoiding. When you act on small instructions, you qualify for bigger ones. The man who cannot be trusted with little cannot be trusted with much. Consistent action turns small beginnings into mighty results. The process may feel slow, but every step counts. Every time you choose effort over excuse, you are building invisible progress that will one day become visible success. Intentions without actions create frustration. You keep seeing visions in your mind, but your reality remains unchanged, and soon you begin to doubt your potential. The issue is not that you are incapable, it is that you are inactive. The world does not respond to potential, it responds to performance. You can have potential for greatness, but still remain ordinary if you never convert that potential into motion. The graveyard is full of people who had great intentions but never acted. They thought they had more time, they planned to start later, but the clock of destiny never stops. Every day you delay, someone else is moving. The beauty of action is that it multiplies. When you take one step, it gives you courage to take another. When you act on one idea, it opens 10 more. The energy of movement attracts opportunities that waiting never will. You don't need to have everything figured out. You only need to begin. The moment you start, you learn faster than you ever could by thinking. Every mistake becomes a teacher, every obstacle a builder of strength. Progress is born from motion, not from perfection. Stop waiting to be ready. Readiness is built through action. It is not enough to wish for transformation, you must enforce it through consistent action. The man who acts once and stops is no different from the one who never started. The true power of action lies in repetition. Discipline turns action into habit, and habit turns habit into lifestyle. Greatness is not built in one day, it is built every day. The small things you do daily shape the big things that define your life. When you act consistently, your habits become your identity, and your identity begins to magnetize success. Action must become your nature, not your occasional choice. The future observes silently. It takes note of your decisions, your consistency, your work ethic. It does not care about how passionate you sound. It measures how persistent you are. People who act consistently may not always feel confident, but they keep moving, and movement creates results. You cannot build a reputation on what you are going to do. You build it on what you have done. The world respects results, not reasons. Your future self will thank you for every uncomfortable action you take today. Action also separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. The average person stops when it gets hard. The extraordinary person keeps going. They understand that every step, no matter how small, carries momentum. Even on days when they feel tired, confused, or unseen, they continue. That is how mastery is born, through consistency that defies emotion. Success is not built in the moments of excitement, but in the quiet hours of perseverance. Those who act when no one is watching are the ones who later stand where everyone is looking. Intentions live in the mind, actions live in the world. The mind can imagine, but only movement materializes. Every time you choose to act, you are building a bridge between your inner world and your outer reality. The thoughts you act upon become the experiences you live. The dreams you pursue become the legacy you leave. You may not see immediate results, but action always plants invisible seeds that will one day bloom in unexpected places. Your life tomorrow is a reflection of the actions you take today. Every decision compounds. Every act of courage adds weight to your future. The reason many never see results is not because their dream was wrong, but because their follow-through was weak. The universe rewards persistence. Keep moving even when it feels like nothing is happening, because something always is. Motion creates momentum, and momentum eventually creates miracles. Intentions may make you feel good, but actions make you become great.